Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another spooky Halloween video. I hope you're all doing really well. In this video today we're going to be making these really cute gift bags, and these I'm going to put out for Halloween night outside our front door so the trick-or-treaters can just take one. I'm going to pop a few sweeties in them and then they are going to have little individual packs to take away. We don't get that many trick-or-treaters around by where we live, so these will be ideal. The other way that you could utilise this project would be if you were having a party or a little get-together. You could have these out to give away to your guests when they're leaving your party. So without any further ado, let's jump straight on into the video. Let's just quickly run through the materials and the equipment that you're going to need for this project. It's pretty simple, so you don't need a lot of stuff. I'm just using some scraps that I've got in my scrap card box. So I use a lot of this neon stuff for my Etsy store. So I'm going to use some scraps of that, and then I've got a scrap of some silver mirror card as well. Then the piece of black that I'm using for the actual bag is 180 GSM cardstock from Hobbycraft. It's quite thin, but it's not overly thin, so it works really well for this, especially when you're scoring and folding. You don't want it to be too heavy duty, so this is perfect. These packs, I think you get 50 sheets and they're about £6 or £7, but I'll pop links to everything that I'm using down below for you so you can check out exactly what I'm using as well. Then you're going to need for your machine a cutting mat. This is just a light tack one. It's a tape brand one. It's all right. Not sure I'd recommend this one in particular, but it's okay. It gets the job done. Then in your actual machine, you're going to want either a scoring stylus like the one I'm using here, or a scoring wheel. You can use either, one or two, it doesn't really matter. I'm using the stylus just because it makes things quicker. Then I've got my fine point blade, which is inside this silver housing. This is the one that comes with your machine, so everybody should have this fine point blade. You can check that it's nice and clean, which mine isn't. Let me just see if I can zoom on that. Look at that. There is fuzz on my fine point blade, so that's why it's important to check your fine point blade every now and again and clean off any of that debris that you've got on there. Then for sticking together this project, I am using just some Collall all-purpose glue. It's in one of these precision bottles. These are fantastic for projects like this because you need to be able to put your glue exactly where you want it to be without any overflow or spillage. If you don't want to use a wet glue, by all means use a double-sided tape or a tape runner, whatever you are more comfortable with using. So let's jump into Design Space and take a quick look at the project. Here we are then in Design Space, and this is the project that we're going to be making today. It's all going to be here on my profile for you as well, so if you want to use this exact project, please feel free to do so. I'll pop a really short video above and down below for you now, so you can find my profile if you're not sure how to do that. This is a really simple project. It's got basically 4 cuts and a score for the whole project, so it's super easy to do. It's going to be pretty quick as well. So with the way I've got this project set up on the screen at the moment, the boxes measure about 8.5 centimetres wide by about 6 centimetres tall, which is enough to put a handful of sweets in to give away on Halloween night for the trick-or-treaters. So you could make them and put them outside your house with your pumpkins or whatever, or if you're having a small get-together or a party, you could give them away as a little thank you for coming bags at the end of the night. So this project's easy to do, as I said. So at the moment these bags are in black. Now I'm going to turn them white purely so that you can see the score marks on there, because you can't see them at the moment. So there's your score marks. They are just these dotted lines here, and then there is this little circle here as well, and that's for tying on a little gift tag if you want to. If you don't want that circle on there, what you can do is come over here to the layer that is the actual gift bag, and then just come down to contour, and then you can just get rid of that by just clicking on that contour. So I'm actually going to have them on mine purely because I might put a little note that says, for the trick-or-treaters, please take one, happy Halloween, and all that sort of jazz. And then what I've got down at the bottom here are 3 different really simple and easy to cut designs, so they are going to fit onto the gift bag like this. And the reason that I chose these was because they're not intricate cuts, they are very simple, There are no bits that you've got to add on, so you haven't got to stick his eyes on or anything like that, for instance. So it's going to be a really super quick and easy design to cut. So I'm just going to change the colour of that bag back to black so that we know when we go through to make it that that is our black page. Let's go through to make now. You're going to have 4 different mats on the screen. So you're going to have your ghosty, you've got your bag, then the pumpkin, and then the happy Halloween. So what I did when I was cutting mine out, just to make it quicker even further, was I just moved all of my different pieces all onto the same mat. So I moved the pumpkin and put it up there, and then I moved the happy Halloween down to the bottom and then moved it onto there as well. So all 3 pieces are on there, and all I need to do now when I set up my mat is just put my green cardstock at the bottom, my silver at the top, and then my orange in the top right. And then that just makes it easier for me to cut everything all in one go. And then that cuts it down to just 2 mats as well. So it's going to make it quicker. Then I have got my actual bag. So on here, this has got the score lines on it, but you can't see them obviously because they're black. I do need 3 bags, so I'm going to just recut this particular one 3 times because I'm using A4 sheets of cardstock. So if I was using a 12 by 12 30 centimeter size, I could get 2 on a sheet, but I can only get 1 on a sheet here. So I'm going to go through to continue, and it's going to find my machine. It's a little bit slow today finding my machine. Here we go, it is the USB maker. And then it's going to ask me to set up my material. So I am using 180 GSM cardstock from Hobbycraft. It's just the black premium cardstock pack that you can get. I think it's usually upstairs in most Hobbycrafts, and it's about £6 or £7 these days. And I always cut that on this deluxe paper setting. It is worth it though if you have never used a particular cardstock or a particular material, in fact, to do a very small test cut and just check it out first to make sure that that setting works for you, because what works on my machine might not work on yours. So I'm going to choose the deluxe paper, and then the next step is to load in the tools. Now I'm not using a scoring wheel for mine. I wish to use my scoring stylus, and again it's a time-saving thing. I don't want to have to stop and swap over my tool halfway through. So when I can, I always use the scoring stylus. So I'm going to click on Edit Tools, and then I'm going to choose Scoring Stylus from the 2 that are available to me. It does recommend using the scoring wheel, but personally I don't think there's much difference between the scoring wheel and the scoring stylus. I'm going to apply that now, and then that has changed it so I can have my scoring stylus and my fine point blade in at the same time and just get that cut done really quickly. So I'm going to go off and I'm going to cut 3 bags, and I'm going to cut out my pumpkin, my ghost, and my happy Halloween. And then when I come back, we'll put it all together. Here is everything all cut out then. I've actually put together one of the boxes so that you can see a rough size of that there. Now what you'll want to do first of all is grab one of your pieces for your box. Now it doesn't matter if you've used a different colour to me, it's going to work the same. You can see those score lines on there, so what you'll want to do first of all is fold all of your score lines. I'd recommend starting at the bottom and just folding those ones up. Then once you've done those, you'll be able to fold over the tab on the very end, and then all of the other side folds. So then your bag is going to look a little bit like this. Now what we want to decide is how we're going to put it together. So what I like to normally do is just put my side fold together to start with, and then keep that there. Now you can either use wet glue like I'm using. This is Collal all-purpose glue, and what I normally do with this is put it on, leave it for about 30 seconds or so, 30 or 40 seconds, and it goes quite tacky. So then once it's tacky, you can put your piece together and it will stick and hold it. So let's do that now. The other way that you can stick this together is with double-sided tape if you'd prefer. If you're more comfortable with using a tape than using a glue, that's absolutely fine. It's entirely up to you how you do this project. So I'm just going to pop this onto here now. And I'm just going to hold it together because I haven't really left it long enough for it to go super tacky. But I'm just going to hold that together now. On the bottom of your bag, you're going to notice that one of the tabs is bigger than the other, and that's because that's the one that goes on the top. So you've got two smaller side pieces, which really we're just going to fold in. We don't need to worry too much about them. And then we've got this top piece here. So this one's a little bit shorter than this one, and that one goes down first with the longer one going down on the top there. So all I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue on the bottom here of these smaller tabs. Then I'm going to fold over the smaller one of the two tabs. Once I've done that, I'm going to fold that one over, and I'm just going to put some glue along the two sides here and then across the top, because I don't want any glue to be in this open void section here, because I don't want my sweets to get stuck to that. So just a few bits of glue there, that's all we need. As you can see, it just goes around there, leaving that center piece wide open so that we're not going to get any glue on our sweeties. I've folded that over. What I'm going to do is pop it flat on my desk, and then I'm going to just take my brayer and I'm just going to press down those tabs from the inside, because I can't really reach with my fingers, but this is going to help just to press that down. And then you just want to leave that to dry for a moment. And in true Blue Peter fashion, here's one I made earlier. Did you used to watch Blue Peter when you were little? I used to love it, and I used to love all the making and stuff. Every Christmas I begged my mum to make that candle advent crown thing, but she would never let me do it because of it being such a fire hazard. Okay, anyway, back to the video. So we've got my three different designs here. We've got the pumpkin, we've got the ghosty, and then Happy Halloween as well. So I think I'm going to put my pumpkin on straight. So let's just grab that. And of course, if you are using that hole for the gift tag on the front, you need to make sure that you put your little pumpkin or whatever on the front. I'm just going to pop him on there. Just glue him on nicely. There we go. Then I've got this one here to do. This is the one that I've just put together, so hopefully it will stay together while we put the ghost on. And I think I'm going to put him at an angle so he looks like he's doing a bit of a haunting. There we go. And then I've got my last bag, which I need to put together. So I'm just going to do that now. These are so quick and easy to do, aren't they? And they're going to look so fab on the old doorstep on Halloween night. Not normally around for Halloween, we're usually away, but we're not this year. Okay, there we go, put that on there. There's my third bag then, and I'm just going to pop my Happy Halloween onto there. I've just cut this out of some neon cardstock that I've got here. And I'm just going to pop that on the front there of that box. Bag, I keep calling it a box. And just press that down gently. thing to do now then, now that all of the treat bags are finished, is to add the little treats that we're going to put in them. So I went down to Asda and I picked up some chocolate eyeballs and some chocolate coins, but the chocolate coins are themed for Halloween, so I think they're going to be really good. I'm going to pop probably 3 or 4 eyeballs into each bag, and then 3 or 4 of the coins, and then I'm going to be ready to pop them outside for my trick-or-treaters. So I hope you have enjoyed this video and that you have found it interesting and it has inspired you to make your own Halloween treat bags. If it has, I'd love to see some of those, so I'll pop my Instagram handle down below so you can tag me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon for another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.